Ruben Amorim smashed Pep Guardiola and Manchester City 4-1 in this match. And of course, as United fans, we want to see what our team's going to look like in the very near future. In the 12th minute, we got a good look at what the Sporting build-up structure can do against the Manchester City press. So the wide centre-backs are split wide, as it's supposed to be, Debast and Race on the ball. The middle centre-back, Diomande, has joined this double pivot in midfield. Hillman is acting as the other double pivot. The other midfielder who would normally be there, Merida, has pushed up the pitch along with everyone else. Marao is here. Quenda, the wing-backs, keeping the width. The ball's going to get played to Araujo. Hillman shifts across to offer a passing option. Gonçalves drops as well to offer a passing option, and that's where the ball would eventually go. Gonçalves takes the touch away from Kovacic, who's trying to press him, and shifts it across to Debas. And with just 3 passes, the City press, which is usually so formidable, has been bypassed, and he can play the ball to Quenda, and they're on the attack. We know that Pep Guardiola likes to keep his wingers very high and very wide, which forced Sporting's wing-backs to drop into a back line of 5 to deal with those, and that left the front 5 players to press City, kind of. In general, Sporting sat in this mid-block, not pressing super aggressively, but just trying to contain City. And City would dominate the ball in the first half, especially in these areas on either side of Sporting's 2 central midfielders. This is a situation a few more seconds into the match. Sporting had regained the ball, had gone long, and Quenda had left his area to try to join in the attack, but Manchester City would recover the ball, and of course that then left Matheus Nunes with all this space to run into, and Quenda out of position. The ball gets played and finds Nunes in behind. City would strike first from a mistake in midfield. So Debast is going to try to pass the ball to Merida here, but because there's not much velocity on the ball, that allows the City players to swarm him. As you can see, Foden has made his way there. Merida tries to wriggle out, but the ball gets taken away from him. And we've seen United in this position numerous times this season, especially against Liverpool. Haaland's making this run, which occupies Diomande. Debast has to deal with 2. Foden carries it to the edge of the box. Debast isn't closing this space because he's worried about Nunes' overlapping run, which leaves Foden too much room to shoot, which he does, and it goes into the back of the net, with the keeper kind of diving way too early, it seemed like. If we have a look, the ball gets struck. It's pretty much right at the keeper, but no deflection, no anything. Keeper just decides to dive away, and the ball goes in the back of the net. Peculiar. Sporting's first real chance of the game came in the 8th minute. As you can see, Sporting is well and truly penned back here. 6 players in that defensive line. Still, you can see the wing-back Araujo pressuring Savinho there, which makes Savinho have to play back. But the pass, again, doesn't have much velocity, and Gonçalves is right on top of Rico Lewis as he gets the ball. Gonçalves gets it just before Rico Lewis and wriggles free. As you can see, Gyökeres is already on his way, and Gonçalves is going to play him in. All the City players are out of the picture, and it's just one-on-one for Gyökeres. And you're expecting a goal now, really. It's all the way to the edge of the box, has a little look up, sees that Ederson is standing there, but his choice of finishing is really weird. Goes for like a weird chip that has no height, no nothing, no power. Goes straight to Ederson. 1-0 down, big chance on the counter-attack. You would expect a man in form to score, but if he was auditioning for a Man United place, not the start you'd want. Sporting's first goal came after they beat City's press yet again, but this one was as easy as it comes, really. So Debas has the ball again. This time he's going to launch it long. This stupid graphic is in the way, but Quenda is here who receives the ball and takes a touch infield. Because Man City have pressed so high, that leaves like a 2-on-1 situation here against Guardiola. He has to kind of pick his poison. So as Quenda steps infield, Trincao makes this run, which forces Guardiola to track him, but that leaves a lot of space for Quenda to have a look up. You can see Gyökeres already making this run. City's line is slanted, so there's no real hope for offside, and Quenda plays a lovely slide rule pass right into the path of Gyökeres. Gyökeres is in behind, one-on-one against City's youth player. Simpson does well to recover. Gyökeres kind of hits the ball into the ground, which actually bounces off the turf and deceives Ederson, who goes to ground, and it ends up in the back of the net. Just carved them right open. From this angle, you can see just how much this run by Trincao did. So as Trincao made this run, Not only was Guardiola drawn to it, so he can't affect this pass at all, but Akanji has now shifted over as well, which leaves an even bigger gap for Clender to play this pass through. And Gyökeres is on his way. Sporting came out of the second half absolutely firing. So the ball is with the defender here, and he's going to pass it along. The City players try to swarm as quickly as they can, but Gonçalves is left alone in this half space. So that's where the ball goes. One of the advantages of the wingback system is that often the play will be free, and the opposing team try to clog the middle. So of course, that's where the ball goes. Gonçalves continues his run, and Araujo finds him down the line. And just track Araujo's movement throughout the play. He's going to keep running all the way into the opposition box, as Gonçalves does a little bit of individual brilliance, beating his man down the line. So Gonçalves has left the City player behind, and Araujo is just going to continue to streak as Gonçalves goes into space as well. As you can see, Araujo is still full pelt going. City players are kind of jogging back, not matching the speed at all. And as Gonçalves plays his pass through, they're left in the dust by Araujo. Araujo takes it first time and finishes beautifully. 19 seconds after the half started, Sporting are 2-1 up. I mean, this is the kind of defending we see from the red side of Manchester, unfortunately. Bang. And it wouldn't take Sporting long at all to go 3-1 up. Now, City trying to get back in the game. Guardiola's going to bring the ball up, but it plays a woefully short pass, not to Phil Foden or to Kovacic, and Hillman is able to jump in and latch onto it. He pokes it in this direction for Trincao to run into. Phil Foden is tracking back, but he's not going to catch him. But to be fair, Guardiola has a lot of pace, so he's going to try to keep up with Trincao as long as he can. And to be fair, he's with him step by step all the way, but just decides to absolutely push him in the back. And the ref gives a penalty. I mean, you can't be doing that, bro. Of course, who steps up? Gyökeres, the man of the moment. Sends the keeper the wrong way, finishes, and Sporting a 3-1 up in the blink of an eye. Oh, and Sporting were not done. So shortly after the corner, City are trying to break away. But the substitute, number 21, Katamo, is relentless in winning the ball back high. He does, absolutely makes a fool of Mateus Nunes, and he's going to drive into the box. Nunes, knowing that is beat, and if he lets him get baseline, who knows what's going to happen, just decides to pull him down to the ground. And the ref gives yet another penalty. Can't be doing that either, bruv. Of course, it's Gyökeres who steps up again, and sometimes it's difficult to take 2 penalties in one match. Is he going to go the same way, or is he going to go the different way? He decides to go left. Edison does dive the right way, but just can't get there, and Sporting a 4-1 up. And that's how the match would end. Ruben Amorim ball, please, please revolutionize Manchester United. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please consider subscribing and leave a like. Cheers.